What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Miss Azrael's Gaming. So today we're going to jump back into Tavern Talk. Now, if you remember from the last video, a group was getting together and they were going to figure out how to stop the relics from being destroyed. Because when all the relics are destroyed, that's going to end everything, if I'm remembering correctly. And that's going to, I believe, destroy the elder dragons, which, rule and control the world as if gods. And that's not a good thing. And I really think that it is supposedly our friend that sent us that letter early on, that our character does not want to acknowledge whatsoever. So we're going to go ahead and jump back in. So we're on Act 3, the Twilight Flood, 22nd Twilight Zinnius, the 32nd of the Astral Moon. Oh, Rhea took one of the quests. Good morning, slept well. That greeting ain't gonna do, Innkeep. Give me your best line. I'll hear them all today. Okay, top of the morning to you, adventurers. Hello. Top of the morning, adventurers. Go on. Peace and contentment be upon you, travelers. Sweet water and good berries, friends. All right, enough. You seem to be in high spirits. Not often you get the chance to work on the project of a lifetime. I'm glad you're so passionate about this. I hope you didn't give Care too hard of a time convincing you. Nah. Once I mentioned Dragonfire, it would have been harder to stop her from going on the quest. I was just tough to find her. It didn't take you for a nighttime soup enjoyer. I'm not, usually. I can be persuaded, though, with the right soup and company. I assume your quest for comfort food turned out successful? Not at all. It was thwarted by the shadow of night. Dearest Rhea promised we shall endeavor to make a shortbread another day when the sun is high in the sky. And the stores are open, so we've unlocked some more information about Rhea. Oh, did I pass her? Oh, she's right there. Okay, so Rhea grew up in the realm of myths and legends, the subterranean caves, the realm of themselves. Lately, she seems to be warming up to some Gaian company, and even teams up with other adventurers. Speaking of warm, she's always down for some hearty soup, but her comfort food is freshly baked shortbread. I'll need to make that sword first, though. Did Carolyn update you on what's at stake? Sure did. Those sigils of alcoholic zest won't know what hit them when they see my newly forged weapon. It's sigils of Alkerhest. Gesundheit. So I assumed you've worked out a game plan. More or less. Not like we've got a lot of info in that quest of yours. I'm sorry. You work with what you had. We'll manage. Thought that ever-burning flame of a Leviathan sounds more like a myth than something real. Sounds exactly like something you need for a mythical weapon capable of saving the world. Ha. Still, are you sure you're okay with reforging your sword for this, Kara? Yes, it's the right thing to do. That wasn't what I was asking about. Believe me, I know a thing or two about the importance of an heirloom. It's fine. It's just, I wonder if I'll still feel the same connection to my Baba when I look at that sword afterwards. Eventually, everything she gazed at in life will be gone. Don't you think she'd like looking at the sword of Carolyn the hero? That was quite a wonderful ring to it. I didn't know your grandma, but reforging that sword with Dragonfire to save the world? I think she would have been mighty proud of you. And I'll make sure that weapon is the best anyone swung this side of the Ether Tree. You have a competition to win, after all. Exactly. I've been thinking all night about what techniques to use. The design ain't actually final, but I'll finish it during our trip to the Highlands if I'm fast enough. Rhea, are you doing okay? You never heard of giving someone time to think? You seem to be putting a lot of pressure on yourself. This can't just be some simple run-of-the-mill weapon. And there's so much to decide before starting the forging process. Hitting, quenching, tapering, and the 5 Verican heat treatment techniques. And the 5... Wait. That could actually work. I'm surprised you still remember those. Certainly, you were very passionate about the method. I'm just stoked to get a weapon made by you, Rhea. If it's you, I know my Baba's sword is in good hands. You seem to have the forging part covered. Anything planned for the rest of the quest? Right. Since we don't know much about who or what might be guarding the flame, we're taking Hex along. Should we encounter any defenses of their magical sort? As for how to get to the Highlands, Clay and Tia couldn't come along, so let's hope Baya is up for helping us with her tree travel thing. Seems like you got your bases covered. You as the main fighter, Rhea as the craftsmaster, Hex and Baya as the magical support, and Kyle as emotional support? The most important role, if I do say so myself. How will we forge a legendary weapon if our spirits are as low as the astral sea? Also, he can lift like 3 grown men at once without issue, so got it. It seems like you thought of everything then. Hopefully. Some help from your drinks would be mighty appreciated nonetheless. Anything particular in mind? Some fire resistance seems like it'd come in pretty handy. That does sound reasonable. We could focus on agility if we're already going that direction. Don't think we want to take whatever traps we run into head on. And add some strength as well for anything we can't avoid. That and the fire resistance should definitely help with forging the weapon as well. Though, that ghost berry I brought you yesterday, I wouldn't mind some invisibility either. It might give us some imaginative ways to deal with whatever challenges we end up facing. Concentrating on intelligence to take full advantage of that sounds like a good option too. Hex would like that. I bet. Knowing him, there's an equal chance of his ideas going right or horribly wrong. If things go south, we'll need the charm to talk our way out of anything. Sounds decent. Some intelligence could also help with figuring out those techniques you mentioned. And my design, I guess. Alright, Innkeep. You look like you're busting to help us out with the decision. Is it going to be dexterity with some strength as backup and fire resistance? Or should we approach this with intelligence, a small dose of charisma in case things go wrong? And some handy invisibility. Well, if you're asking me... Oh, it's undo. Love undo. Okay. So, we can either do the fire or do the invisibility. I kind of want to do the invisibility. So, they need a lot of intelligence and a smaller amount of charisma. I think it would be this peak sunrise then, because there's the small amount. There's all the intelligence. I always like it when we get to make the special drinks. So, yeah, I think it's going to be this one. And we need ghost berries, which I believe... Are these the ghost berries? I mean, they look like ghost berries. I'm pretty sure that's them. I guess we'll find out. Okay, so we need the intelligence. And then we need agility. Is it going in there? There we go. There we go. Peak sunrise. Okay, so that was right. And with the invisibility. If you want to forge that weapon properly, it might be best to reserve your strength. Also, anyone guarding the flame should be pretty invested in the dragon's well-being. So here to solving the challenges ahead of your cleverly. Appreciated, Innkeeper. I think this will put us on the right track. And with that, we're off to the Highlands. Me and Kyle are going to go grab Hex. You go get Baya? Sure. Good. Alright, that's it, Innkeep. One last line for good luck. Make it count. Mind the creaky step on your way out. Fair. Fare thee well, dear Innkeeper. Kinda weird, isn't it? What is? There's gonna be a battle for the fate of the world. But Elfie ain't here to worry themselves stupid about it. They'd have loved this, I think. Not the impending doom, but all us getting together to defeat evil stuff. Make sure to tell those guys heading to the Twilight Portal to keep an eye out for them. I will. Good. Suppose it's time for me to head out as well. Stay safe, Kara. Always, Innkeeper. And there they go. That's the first part of the mission that we've got planned. See who shows up tonight. All right, this must be the group that's going for the other one. Innkeeper, we return. I can see that, Tia. I was awaiting you. Though I'm surprised to see you here, Jane. Yeah, well, Miss Holier-than-Thou dragged me along. Something about finally doing my part. I distinctly remember you expressing open interest in our plight when we were talking to Inigo. I believe you asked multiple questions that indicated your desire to help. And I remember asking how much you'd pay, and you said nothing, so I said no thanks. And yet you didn't resist coming along. Do you have a better job lined up, Jade? Not yet. Inigo and I are eyeing something, but I guess I've got some time to kill. Okay, perhaps Inigo can help too then. Perhaps Inigo can cause chaos on their own then. I don't think it's a good idea to send Inigo, to be honest. They're a little over the top, so let's go with this one. Unfair. I have to work while they get to have all the fun. Well, excuse me if saving the world has priority over your fun. You're excused. I assumed you've written us a quest, Innkeeper. I have. Take a look. Excellent work. I knew we could count on you. Let me have a look at that. We just have to catch the guy at the portal. Seems simple enough. We could even set up an ambush. Or be sneaky if he's already there. You can sneak, big guy? I can do a lot of things. A few years back, I spent time with some, Lithic Panthers who showed me how to sneak up on anybody. I just don't like doing it. It seems a bit rude, you know? No, I don't. But I think the situation calls for a little rudeness. Agreed, it does. And for a little more manpower. I think we'd be better off without Inigo's chaos, but there are plenty of other people available. Hex suggested taking Voy along. He's great at distractions and knows his way around the Twilight Chasm, should our quest lead into it. Apparently he has family there, though I hope we don't need to disturb them. Anyone else? We considered a whole lot more, but Scully and Grace made a good point. They said not everyone is battle-tested, and that it'd be reckless to take inexperienced adventurers along. They also said we should look more into the backup plans for the backup plan. I think they just want an excuse to do some research, and to stay away from the bloodshed. Can't blame them. Millie really wanted to come too, but Nils said no. Is he coming himself? Of course. Made these two ask him before we got here. We need good fighters, and Kid's got some talent. I was going to say we do need Nils, because he'd be perfect to sneak into things, with him being a rogue. I hope he said goodbye properly this time. Kierlan made sure he did. Never saw a more terrifying death glare in my whole life. It was very impressive. It was. So are you finished with your questions? Actually, could you review the plan for me one more time? It's been a long couple of weeks. Sure. So listen up. We make it to the Twilight Portal by the moon pools, and we stop our big, bad evil from going through. If we fail that, or if he's faster than us, we chase him through the Twilight Chasm and into Ur. And we prevent him from getting that fancy axe. And if that fails, well, we stop him at all costs. Sounds like a good plan. While you're at it, will you keep an eye out for Fable for me? Of course. Now, Innkeeper, by the dragons and all that is holy in this world, can we count on your help again? Of course. What do you need? Easy, we just need to be quicker than that maniac. We should be the first to reach the portal. And we should be the first to attack him, all while dodging his counterattacks. Outspeeding him seems like the smartest option here. You're wrong. It is foolish to think his strikes won't be powerful. We need to be well protected against him, so we can take him down before he really hurts any of us. Don't be stupid. If we're fast enough, he won't even get a chance to hurt us. I'd like you to say that again when you're lying in a pool of your own blood. Okay, maybe we need both. It's just the balance that counts. We could focus on a whole lot of defense, but keep some dexterity in our back pockets. And maybe some of the fast infusion thingies could make up the difference. I could hasten you with some golden feathers or saber fangs. Great. Alternatively, you could give us a lot of dexterity instead, with just a little bit of defense on top. And to make sure we don't get hurt, you could give us some of that frost armor Scully keeps talking about. Sure thing. I've got enough frozen pine cones left for that. I don't think Jade and Tia can make a decision without bloodshed, so could you help us out? Of course. I know just what to do. Ugh. Do I? So either a lot of defense and a little dexterity, or a lot of dexterity and a little defense. I honestly feel like defense is the way to go. Which infusion would that? She said. We said the golden feather, right? I think defense would be the best thing to do. Yeah, so that would be probably the steel tonic. Maybe first snow? Fast enough to hit you. Let's see if we can make the steel tonic. I think that one's better. But I'm not sure. We're gonna have to see which one it is. Might have to make this twice. So we need the feather. Okay, let me see the recipes again. So that's using the feather, right? That's, yeah, the foot. That's not going to lead to the steel tonic. That's going to be this one, the first snow. So it's going to be the first snow we're going to have to do, because that's what matches that. So let's get our defense. There we go. I think that's the one. Defense should be your number one priority, but I think haste makes for a good backup plan. You can never have enough of those. See, I was right, as usual. You chose the right focus, Innkeeper. Ugh. At least we'll be fast so I don't have to listen to you gloat much longer. Let's get this over with. All right, Clay, let's go. Clay? Are you okay? No, I don't think so. Aren't you scared? Of what? All this. The fate of the world is a very heavy weight to bear, don't you think? What if someone gets hurt and I can't stop it? What if I can't protect you and the others and the world and the ferrets? Clay, stop, please. For a moment, just stop. I know this is scary. Truth be told, I'm scared too. My whole life has been building up to this moment. I've always been told I've meant to save people, and if I can't, what's the point of me, you know? You are the point. I'm glad you exist, even if you don't save anyone. You're not some mythical savior, you're my friend. And you are mine. And I'm a little less afraid because I have you with me. You taught me how to value myself as a person, despite all the weight on my shoulders. I wish you would do the same for yourself. I promise you, together we will get through this. And we will save each other and our friends and the world and all of the ferrets. And the Innkeeper while we're at it. Thank you. I appreciate being included. You're enough, Clay. Fear is a powerful motivator. Use it. No, I mean, fear is a powerful motivator, but sometimes people, even if they're motivated by fear, they can fall back and not be able to complete their task. So I think telling him he's enough would be better. And I like this a lot. I like that this is happening because, when you read a book or you see a movie and stuff and everybody knows the stakes are online, like in a fantasy show or even in action, or sci-fi or something. Everybody's like, oh, gung-ho, we're going to do it. Nobody's afraid. We're going to kick ass. And realistically, that you would be afraid. Even if you didn't want to show it to others, you would be afraid. And you would probably open up to somebody that you were very close to and say, look, I know we need to do this, but I'm scared. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm enough to be able to help save everybody. And I really like that they chose to write that into the story instead of everybody just going, yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to, we're going to kick ass. So we're just going to go out there and do it. And if we die, we die. I mean, you would have some second guessing and be like, I'm not sure if we can do this. So you're enough, Clay. And you don't have to worry that you're not. And you too, Tia. Don't think I'm excluding you. I wouldn't dream of it. Having you two believe in me is all the strength I need. Can we still hold hands on the way there so it's a little less scary? Oh, you just want to hold her hand. I know what's going on. Of course. And remember, you can never lose me. Your bracelet will always tell you exactly where I am. And if you get lost somehow, despite your impeccable sense of orientation, mine will help me find you too. You just get lost looking. Maybe I'd have to ask Jade for help. I'd do that for you. Thank you, Tia. You're a great best friend. Oh. So are you. All right then, Best. Bud, let's do this together. Best of luck. We won't need it. Okay, so we got more information about Clay. Where's he at? There it is. Okay, so he cares as much about the people around him as he does about all the animals he meets. He knows his own strength and how helpful his abilities are, but that also puts immense pressure on him. He wants to protect everyone, but even a half-giant can only do so much. Still, it's good to see him believing in himself. There they go. Oh, it's Hex's sister. Grace, that's her name. We haven't seen her in so long, I forgot her name. You must have made some really good drinks, Innkeeper. I've never seen Clay that determined. I tried my best. I have to say, Grace, I'm surprised you're not accompanying Hex to the ever-burning flame. He probably won't let her. She's babysitting, isn't she? She didn't want to stop studying the magic spells. She thinks they might help us solve all this. I think that might help me after... I think what might help me now, right now is a drink. Something that'll get my thoughts flowing gracefully despite all this mess. Give me a moment. All right, so we need just a base intelligence drink. That's the Sparkling Nova. Oh, don't need that. Need that. There we go. Andu's so adorable. A delicious thought detangler just for you. I don't think I've ever tasted a detangler as delicious as this. You've tasted detangler? Millie, would you like a drink as well? No, thank you. I've already had 3 hot chocolates today. I think if any more magic enters my system, I'm going to eat the sun. On to another topic then. I heard you formed a research team. We did. Obviously, Grace and I are the leaders, but we also recruited Scully and Archie. And Una said she wanted to sit with us and crochet while we work. What a great excuse to help. Lazy as usual, I see. I love our character and Una's back and forth. It's so funny. Okay. She insists we don't call it helping. Of course she does. Rufus is helping us too. His wool is so soft, it calms everyone down. I wish Nils would join us too. I guess he's busy fighting the mean guy. But he promised he'd be back soon, so... And he better keep that promise. What are you looking into anyway? Millie mentioned spells. Are those the ones Hex found in the tower? Yes, those ones exactly. He stayed up all night decoding their formulas, but as soon as he figured out what they were about, he lost interest. So I picked them up. Most of them were rudimentary, all things we already have in our spellbooks. But 2 stuck out to me. Care to educate me? Which one do you want to hear about first? Teleportation or soul binding? Ooh, soul binding. Hex brought home a glass case with a glowing floating scroll inside. After we got it out and removed all the protective runes, he was pretty disappointed. A riddle, locked glass case and protective runes? Seems like someone didn't want it to be used. I'm pretty sure I know why. It describes pulling souls right out of a person's body and binding them to objects. Completely volatile magic, and dangerous, I assume. It's been a little hard to translate. I'm trying to figure out any side effects it may have, so I can convince Hex not to use it whenever he's slightly inconvenienced. Sounds difficult, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. What about the other scroll? The other scroll? One of the scrolls he found holds a powerful teleportation spell. Now, I fancy myself quite equipped at conjuration magic, but Hex finds it boring. He picked the scroll up because he assumed the golden runes meant it was special. He was right, but I guess it didn't have enough fire for him. More special than a soul-binding scroll? No, but still special enough. I think, if cast correctly, it can get you anywhere in a stereo with incredible accuracy. Even to protected places in other planes, but I'm trying to figure out how to use it without destroying myself. It requires more mana than people usually have in their body. So you think it kills its caster? Almost certainly so. It still has a lot of promise. Maybe I can modify it. Best of luck. Thank you. Okay, so we got more information about Grace. Grace is probably Voyage's biggest fan. From time to time, she argues with her brother because to her, it seems very controlling, even though she's more than capable of casting protective spells. But now she has her hands on two very powerful yet dangerous spells and is determined to figure out how to use them. Hex also brought back a lot of the wizard's personal notes. Diaries and such, retellings of his exploits, of his hopes, dreams, and fears. When I have some more time, I think I'll be able to do a deep dive into who he was. Maybe I can even put a little exhibition together if Voy and Inico let me borrow some of those magic items. I doubt they'd dare refuse you. I'd hope not. I want some magic scrolls of my own to decipher. But first we need to finish this research, just because we need to figure out what to do if... It's just nice to have something to do is all. Plus, I'll take any excuse to hear more of Scully's Everbloom stories. He's trying to figure out whether we can reverse the sigils. That'd be neat. Maybe you can duct tape them back together. I don't think so. With Archie's help, I also made this whole board where I can collect and connect all of our clues. Specifically, I've been looking into who exactly that necromancer guy could be. Clay said he noticed some flowers on his armor, and I think that might be a clue. Maybe he's a florist, or they're zombie flowers, or he wants to destroy all the flowers. I need to figure out what his motive is. Because if we can figure out his motive, we can figure out who he is, and then we can figure out his weaknesses. Not that we'll need them, because Nils and the others will. What did he say? Kick his abs? But looking into it makes me... calmer? Yes. They'll be all right, right, Innkeeper? The zombies aren't going to eat them like they ate my parents. They might. I wouldn't do that to a kid. They won't. They'll all protect each other. He'll come back for you. I hope so. I don't want that to happen again. I miss my parents. I wish they were here to hold my hand. What were they like? Well, I remember my dad always told me bedtime stories about swashbuckling burglars. And I remember my mom loved making things out of yarn, especially socks. And they were really nice and cool, and I loved them so much. I know I can't replace your parents, but is it okay if I hold your hand until Nils, Carlane, and Fable come back? That'd be nice. Oh, I feel a lot safer with them around, you know? Like I'm home again. You're not alone anymore. You are home. You're not alone anymore. I know, and that makes me feel a lot braver. But enough dramatic backstory. I'm turning into Nils. Just less repressed and gay for Fable. Maybe it's time to head out. We'll update you on your research tomorrow, Innkeeper. We'll update you on our research tomorrow, Innkeeper. But first, we're going to get a lot of ice cream. Exactly. Una promised she'd make some. Save some for me. We'll try. Oh, we haven't seen him in a while. Hello there. It's been a while since you last showed up. I thought something might have happened to you. I feared you went home without saying goodbye. Well, let's say I thought something might have happened to you. A lot of things have happened. Not all of them good, which means not all of them were bad either. I did end up finding those golden loon feathers quickly, with a little help from Voyage. But with everything going down, I decided to stick around and help those in need. That sounds just like you. How are things with you, though? You don't need to say much for me to know what that face means. I've seen it once or twice before. Is there something I can do for you? What is there to be done, Quincy? It's like everything is in limbo. Like dancing on the edge of a blade, one wrong move and it's over. Something like that. Would it help if I asked you for a drink? Maybe. You know what always helps me when I'm feeling down? What? A good cup of Quincy's hot chocolate. Here, after all I've heard, you might need it more than me. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Okay, so we unlocked the recipe hot chocolate. Now, go on. Make me a drink. This one or another one. Whatever you'd like. Ooh, I can make anything? Oh, but he still wants, dexterity. Oh gosh, I want to make the hot chocolate. But they usually don't let us do that. So we'll do a swift strike. There we go. Couldn't wait to try it out right away. Well, you replicated perfectly. My hands and heart are warm. I didn't make the hot chocolate. Was that what I was supposed to make? And the game thinks I made it. That's hilarious. Want to sip yourself? You look like you need it. Maybe later. May this drink be warmer than the currents of these times. It most certainly is. Thank you, Innkeeper. Of course. So, how are you? Well, I'm okay, I think. I'm just numb. I'm losing my mind. Let's go with I'm just numb. Okay, so I'm neither worried nor elated. I'm just avoiding thinking about it at all costs. Yes. No. Even when I think about it, I can't quite reach the feelings I know are supposed to be there. It's like I'm stuck floating in some glass case, watching the stars fall around me. But no matter how hard I try, I can't reach out to touch them. And I can't figure out whether I want to. Touch them, I mean. It certainly seems to scare you, worrying about the world and other people. It's been a while. I didn't think I'd care again. I didn't want to, but it just happened. Yes, just like that. Without my consent, I might add. The heart wants what it wants, and sometimes what it wants is friendship. But I can see how that's a scary feeling. So many things are on the line now, perhaps more than you bargained for. It was either when I just looked away. Would you rather look away than help your patrons, your friends? No. But now I have to face the fear of losing them. Funny. Funny? Didn't you swear to me you were done fearing death? That you had nothing left to lose? Sometimes lying to ourselves is easier than lying to others, I guess. I'll keep my I told you so to myself. I just feel like I'm stuck in an endless cycle and there's no way out that doesn't tear me apart. Would it help you to know we've all felt like that at some point in our lives? Not really, no. Then let me leave you with this instead. Love may come at the price of loss, but the inevitability of loss also comes with the reward of love. You can't lose something without having loved it. And so you should love whatever it is you fear to lose. Those are the moments that matter, the moments that make your life worth living. Besides, you have the power to step out of this cursed circle anytime. Do I? Write your own story, my friend. Don't doom yourself because you think it's what you deserve. I forgot how good you are at giving advice. Makes me a bit envious. You'll get there eventually. I hope so. Thanks for checking in. I think I needed that. Of course. Please don't stop reaching out. The safety of isolation is not worth the loneliness. I'll try to remember that. You better. Now, I heard the night market is close by. I really don't want to waste this opportunity, so don't let me hold you back. Until next time, take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and be safe out there. Why don't I get a catchphrase? Oh well, guess it comes with age. Maybe next millennium. Oh. That is our friend. There's the flower. That's who they're looking for. They never would have guessed that he was going to come here. And everybody's left. Hello. Greetings, traveler. So I got the achievement. Hello, old friend. Catch up with your past. Nice armor. Is it new? No. Doesn't it seem familiar? The flowers certainly do. Did you keep my books? You know, I imagine this place differently. It's nice. Thank you. But I thought you'd be long gone by now. After all, you like running, don't you? I like it here. Though your visit is making me consider moving soon. It's not advised to stay in one place for too long anyway. Eventually, the past will catch up to you. I figured. What brings you here, really, Quasar? You know, this and that. I paid Morrow Castle a visit. It's quite serene this time of year. What for? Sightseeing. Trespassing. You broke in. No, of course not. I walked in. I was persistent in my approach. Politely, I knocked on the door. Unfortunately, vampires these days have no hospitality. No one came forth to greet me, so I had to let myself in. It was a bit rude of you, no? Rude? Innkeeper, politeness has always been a virtue I stand by. I don't remember you as a polite person. Your mind must be failing you. The manor was derelict. It seems like even vampires are abandoned eventually. Inside, broken glass and blood speckled the ancient halls. A shame. It must have been such a beautiful estate once. But I didn't dwell too long. I took the chance to get what I wanted without any inconvenient interference. And what would that be? Curious as ever, aren't you? That's why I made it my job. What? Being nosy? Something like that. I get to hear a lot of things every day. People like to talk. You manipulate your patrons into telling you their darkest secrets. I don't manipulate, I listen. Exactly, you know me too well. I don't manipulate, I listen. I'm all ears. What would Lady Evelyn have that you, Quasar Dustbringer, would want? Just a little blood. Ingredients for the execution of a grand design. Grand design? We were never ones to make big plans. Speak for yourself. Maybe times changed you. Oddly enough, you still look the same. I had to make sure you'd recognize me after all. How could I ever forget you? It seems like it was pretty easy for you to move on. It wasn't. Yet you're hiding. You ran away from everything that once mattered to build a life behind a counter in a shabby tavern. Is that why you're here? To throw your accusations around? No. I guess I just wanted one last chat now that everything's come to an end. And I'm curious about how this old friend of mine is doing. So how are you doing, friend? I'm full of hope for a better tomorrow. I'm worried the world we know will end. I'm hopeful. I'm not going to let him think I'm worried. Me too. I'm just afraid that we're hoping for different dawns. We might be. How are you doing? Do you even want to know? It's my job, and my tavern is open to everyone. Your protective spells beg to differ. They let you through, didn't they? So how about a drink, and then you tell me whatever it is you need to get off your chest. Sure. Let's see if you still know me well enough. And if you remember what I taught you. Of course I do. Oh, Andu, he's scared. Oh, you jerk. Okay, he wants something with a lot. I really want to make a special drink, but usually they don't let you. Which, that's why I'm surprised you could make the hot chocolate, but I should have made that one. Let's see, it says perfect for the cold nights of winter solstice on days when their heart just needs a little warming up. Quincy's hot chocolate will have your spirits reinvigorated in no time. This hot cocoa with a dash of cinnamon quickly returns the feeling back into your chilled bones, and maybe will make you feel a little less alone. Okay. 1,000 winds. Or maybe I should just make a basic, because like I said, they usually don't let me just do that. I could do the breezy sun. I don't know if I have to do a specific drink or not. Perfect for avoiding unwanted questions. Yeah, we're going to give him a sunny breeze. Spoken heart. Oh, maybe we should do the spoken heart. Let's do the spoken heart. Maybe that'll get him to talk. You're on due. Here you go, buddy. You need a little drink. There you go. You're so scared. I'm so sorry. The scary man will be gone soon. I think that's correct. He's so scared he can't give me the sign. It looks correct. Or is that wrong? Oh no, it was correct, but that was weird. How about this? Sweet and chatty. Not bad. Almost tastes like back in the day. Did you think I'd forget? Yes. I assumed you're as good at abandoning memories as you are at abandoning people. Ouch. It seems like people are right about one thing, though. That would be, your drinks can influence fate. They can't save people, and they can push them in a direction, alter their destiny. I wouldn't go that far. I simply do my best to support my patrons in their endeavors. Will you support my endeavor? As I said, I serve everyone in this tavern. How noble. How awfully morally gray. How opportunistic. It's like nothing's changed. I like it that way. Making decisions for people, leading them to their doom, all because you can't help but wonder what a little entropy would do. I help. You help, sure. You always like to help when it was most convenient for you, when it got people to love you. Oh, I think I spurned him. I think we were in love at one time, and I left. I think that's what this is going, because this is more than just a friend thing. I hope all your helping has aided you in forgetting them. I mean, you're not bad looking. I didn't forget them. Oh, is that so? I couldn't sleep for months. My heart bled and bled until there was nothing left to bleed. I was alone. And by the end of it, when nothing was left, there was just one question. How could the one person I trusted with my life turn on me like that? How dare she leave me with nothing but the stars staring at them alone? Wondering whether the blood would ever wash off. And how, by the dragons and their false light, is all you've done with your freedom, this dastardly achieved freedom, this? There's still blood on your hands. It took me way too long to realize that I didn't have to give up, that I'm not like you, that it doesn't have to be their blood that sticks to my hands. They're gone. Not for much longer. Soon the star rain and the flood that washed away our yesterday will open the gates to a new tomorrow. A new horizon, unhaunted by still ghosts. Quasar. Innkeeper. Why would you do something like this? Don't we owe it to them? The you I knew would have agreed. The me you knew was foolish. Some situations are hopeless and some decisions aren't easy. Decisions are quite easy if you set your mind to it. Say I need to tear apart Cassiopeia's wings for the stars to rain upon Gaia. An ambitious task. I could decide not to and abandon my plans because I'm intimidated by the complexity. Or scared of the consequences. But no, instead I choose to stick with it and get what I want. I don't give up, I succeed. It truly is that simple. If you care, you'll get it done, no matter how much effort it may take. Everyone was dead. I wasn't. Didn't we promise to always stand by each other's side? To never be alone again? We did. Didn't they deserve the same? They did. Then why are you here and they aren't? I don't know. Me neither. What did we mean to you? Nothing? We meant nothing to you? The home we built, it meant so little? That's not true. Do you still ponder about the meaning of life, watching the stars? No, there aren't any anymore. It's better that way. It means there's no risk of getting caught up in trivial things. Like getting caught up in the thought of a world without pain. Like that. So naive. So stupid. It meant everything to me. It was bound to break. Let's say it meant everything to me. Don't lie to me. I've seen through the charade. Your tricks don't work on me anymore. Look at the stars now as they lie at our feet, a declaration of failure, an elegy to your cowardice, and a demonstration of my endurance. Everything is set. Everyone will get what they deserve. Even your little replacements. Soon there'll be no more but a fading memory on the horizon. Feels familiar, doesn't it? They're alive. They can be saved. They are alive indeed. What you should ask yourself is is from how much longer? And if the time comes, will you run again? No. But you sent them to their deaths, did you not? I sent them to stop you. I'm aware. Which reminds me, I'll have to leave soon before your little pawns interfere with my threads of fate. Gertrude, come on. It's time to go home. I can't. Oh, the bird. The bird was his. Did I know that? Interesting. Care to explain? I sent you a little companion so you wouldn't be so alone. But I need her back now. You know I value my privacy. And I value the perfect execution of my plans. So thank you for collecting so much information for me. You don't have to do this. I don't, but I will. Anyway, I got somewhere to be. Speaking of which, my invitation, the offer still stands. Join me and watch as I repair what you've destroyed 30 years ago. Join me to witness the renaissance of times past. I can't. My place is here. What a pity. It almost pains me to see you haven't changed one bit. I've moved on. You should try it sometime. Spoken like a true coward. It's not like I need you anyway. Not anymore. See you soon, old friend. Or not. Okay, so we got information about Quasar. Okay, human, 58. Him, paladin. Oh, he was a paladin. He doesn't act like one. Magocracy, chaotic evil, and Arcana is the devil. I wish he wouldn't have come. I'm assuming he wasn't like this in the beginning, like when we knew him. Okay, or not. Oh, wow. I did not see him visiting us. Give Undo a little extra food. Sweep up and blow out the candles. Man, look at it pour. Okay, Act 3, The Twilight Flood. 23, The Wheel of Fortune. 34th of the Astral Moon. All right, everyone, we are going to go ahead and end it there. Very interesting element has popped up for us. We, met our friend who, I was right, it was the one who is trying to reset the whole world, Quasar. And definitely interesting. There obviously was some kind of relationship. And honestly, the way he was acting, it seems like it might have been a romantic relationship, more than just a, best friend type of thing. It definitely feels like there's a little bit more, because there's a little bit more hurt of betrayal that way than just like friendship wise. But I hope you guys are enjoying Tavern Talk. I know we're definitely coming up close to the end of it. If this is not the end, it's coming up here pretty soon, and I don't want it to end. I love the game. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think our teams are going to be able to make it? We've also got a research team looking up, different spells. And Grace, she's got 2 spells, which I think those are going to come back to us. I really do. That's why she said, do you want to know about both of them? Because we have a teleportation spell that could actually end her life, which isn't good. And then we have a spell that binds somebody to an object. And I have a feeling that would be the one that we're going to use. Kind of like Voldemort, or he who should not be named, bound his body to the Horcrux. So that's what it seems like to me. Definitely interested. Can't wait to see where this goes. So please leave me a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time. Bye.